Namaste. I'm Joe Loftus of Nuit Astrology. I'd like to welcome you to your planetary energy forecast for the week of May 30th, 2022. Now this week kind of guides us into June, so be sure to check out my June planetary energy forecast that is already posted. There's also a blog associated with that, and so check that out so you can mark some specific dates. But this is an important week. We wrap up May, all right, which has been very challenging, but keep in mind, even though we're kind of wrapping up May, we have a new moon today on the 30th, on Monday. We are still in the vibe of that conjunction, the meeting of Jupiter and Mars in Aries, which is going to play out because they're still pretty close together, right? You know, the precise conjunction, when we talk about the term conjunction, we're talking about the degree and minute, right? But it's usually in play, you know, 3 degrees or less is what we look at is really the connection zone, all right? So it's still going to be, they're still going to be close together. And because this is a volatile energy, in my opinion, I think a very volatile energy, and we're coming off of all that Aries and then the Venus-Pluto square that we just had, we are entering this week with a little bit of trepidation and a little bit of caution. We are also dealing with the entire week. We're coming into, Mercury is beginning to back into the square with Saturn again. Now, remember that Mercury is retrograde. Saturn is preparing to station retrograde. So Saturn is moving very slowly. So this is an area from the area of life of Taurus, which is where Mercury is, and Aquarius, right? And so there's something here in that Taurus-Aquarius axis of your chart where you need to rethink, redo, repair, re-examine, replan, rework something. And it could be something that you're having to do because of the authority, because of the boss. The man is telling you to do the thing. And so you are going to need to be good with boundaries, right? Go ahead and have those difficult conversations if you haven't already. If you had those difficult conversations earlier when the square hit earlier in May, well, those conversations may come back up again. It's not usually a one and done with anything, right? And so those boundaries that you set, those conversations that you had, those experiences will be tested. So that's just kind of a vibe that's kind of steeping this entire week. But we have on Monday the 30th, probably the best manifestation moon we've had in a while, all right? Coming out of eclipse season. It's at 9 degrees of Gemini. Now we're still, you know, like I said, got that Mars-Jupiter thing kind of going on in the background, but I would say this is a good manifestation moon. So if you know where Gemini is in your chart, you can make manifestations in alignment with that particular area of life, but keep in mind, it's in Gemini. Write it down, you know, write it down with your best magical pen on your beautiful, fabulous stationery and put it on your altar, right? Speak it to the world, you know, stand under that building moon, which is anytime after 7:30 a.m. on the East Coast. It's nice to have a new moon and get a little bit of, get an hour or two on it, right? So that it's got that applying energy, that building energy, right? Speak what it is that you want to the universe. With that Mars and Jupiter in Aries, take actions. Don't just talk about it, all right? It's so easy with that Gemini energy to talk, right? But you have to actually put some energy behind those manifestations. So even if it's just a symbolic action that you take on Monday, go ahead and take action. But, you know, it is a very mental sign, a very social sign. I had some of great ideas for different ways to honor it that are in my newsletter. If you sign up as soon as possible, send me an email and I'll send you that newsletter. I've already sent it out to my subscribers. All right, so then on Tuesday, we have on the 31st, we've got the moon in Gemini squaring Neptune. That's at 4:10 in the East Coast, and then the moon is going to void. So 4:10 East Coast time into like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning is floaty, dreamy. It's just not only void moon, but the moon squaring Neptune. This is a day you must be careful of floaty, strange people. You know, be careful with your substances, anything like that. It's a marvelous time for manifestation, for inspiration, for art, for creating and things like that, but not exactly the most stable or solid time to be doing logical thinking. All right. June 1st, we've got the moon coming into Cancer, is squaring Jupiter and Mars in Aries. But it's also flowing really nicely with Venus. Now, I think that this might bring up some family situations with the moon in Cancer. Moon Cancer very much in the feels, having these difficult angles with these Aries energy. So it might be kind of a defensive energy. So a good time for you to take care of home matters, take action to secure your stable home, active nurturing, but not a time to get into conflicts, particularly within your own home. Safe, sacred space. Try not to let your emotions go bonkers. All right, now, June the 2nd, we have the moon in Cancer is going to flow beautifully with Uranus and Taurus. So a little sextile, a little bit of luck. And then it's going to square Chiron and Aries. Now, this is going to also bring up some of these themes, right? Just these couple days, the moon in Cancer, that's the mama moon, right? All in those fields, all in that intuition and like butting heads against all these power players that are in Aries, all right? So be careful, guard yourself emotionally. You're going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered. And keep in mind also that the moon is going to oppose Pluto in Capricorn, and Saturn will be preparing to station retrograde. All right. So this is just kind of like a big like downshift of gears. All right. So just pay attention to that. Now on the 3rd, June 3rd, Mercury goes direct. Woohoo! It's at 26 degrees of Taurus. Keep in mind, the minute it goes direct, it's still in the zone where it's still traversing old pathways, right? It's already been here. And as it stations forward, as it begins to move forward, it's already been in all these degrees. And so there might be some repeats of themes that occurred since it retrograded. Pay attention to those themes. Still, again, keep your Mercury retrograde caution flags up, but you might feel like you get a little bit more traction, a little less chaos as well. All right, so Saturn on June 4th stations retrograde at 5:47 p.m. on the East Coast. This is at 25 degrees of Aquarius. Where is that in your chart? All right, remember when these outer planets station, they retrograde for such a long period of time that it's not quite like, like the quick little chaos of Mercury retrograde or the, that healthy dose of retrograde that Mars or Venus offer. These outer planets, it's like for long periods of time. So symbolically, what occurs on that day, on June 4th? Where are you like maybe adulting too much or making adulting really hard? Or where are you not adulting enough? I mean, where are you shirking your responsibilities, right? Saturn, again, is the boss. It's Father Time. It's the dark angel of learning, right? So what lessons are coming up for you? It's going to repeat back through some of those degrees. And so that some of the themes of the earlier in the year might come up, particularly, as we get through the end of the year and it gets back into that tension with Uranus. So something to think about. But if you really find yourself with something that you've been delaying or putting off and it keeps kind of nudging you, put your big girl pants on and do it. Like, it's just time to do it. Don't leave it be. All right. Don't ignore the obvious, the blatant, the, even the subtle signs and signals that you've been getting. As Kriyananda would say, don't grow old, grow up, do the thing. All right. On June the 5th, we got Moon in Leo. It's going to be across the sky from Saturn. It's also going to be squaring the nodes. All right. So this is also kind of big feels. This is kind of an idea of, I see this as offering a little glimpse into the future of like what potential future issues we might have, right? So, Leo is like, yeah, let's do it this way. This is the best way to do it. And Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius is like, oh, well, sorry, you need to innovate that. And the nodes of the moon are saying, oh, sorry, what have you been doing with your resources, time, energy, working with others, all those things, right? So, I would think that this would be another big reality check, which every time that happens, you've got to be thankful, right? Thank you, universe, for showing me the truth. All right. Don't be like, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear it. Okay. Thank you, universe, for showing me the truth. Help me to skillfully manage this truth and move forward. Okay. All right. All right. Well, I hope this was useful, helpful. If it was, please share with your friends. Please like, comment below. That helps the channel to grow. I appreciate your support. To the moon and back. I wish you a marvelous week. Namaste. Oh, orchids, right? They're blooming in May. Makes no sense, but I'm very happy for them. All right.